Hello guys and welcome back to Beyond Military Road, and today I'm here with
Leah Mancabelli.
And today we're going to be talking all things college and nursing and rowing because Leah is a student athlete. So let's get right on into it. So Leah, if someone met you today and then they met the version of you when you graduated from St. John's, what difference do you think they notice first?
Definitely my independence, kind of just going through life, kind of trying to do everything on my own before asking my friend to help or just, hey, want to come do this with me? Taking time for myself has definitely been something I've enjoyed doing a lot more since I started college.
I like that answer, thank you. Now moving on to our second question. What's something you've learned outside of the classroom that's just as valuable as anything that you've learned inside of it?
I would say outside the classroom, I'm pretty busy moving from practice at 6 a.m. and then the clinicals at the hospital. And I'm also an instructor outside at DC Row. This can all get very busy, but multitasking has been super important and something that I've definitely learned outside the classroom.
That's like some really valuable piece of information that I think the viewers will definitely appreciate. Moving on to our third question. What's something you've become more comfortable not having figured out?
I used to have a very bad habit of needing every second of every day planned out, and if it didn't happen, I would kind of lose my mind. So kind of going with the flow, not worrying about everything, keeping it a little bit spontaneous, but also making sure everything is done correctly and diligently, super important.
Perfect. And moving on to our last question. Rowing depends on everyone doing their part. How has that shaped the way you work with others both on and off the water?
I would say as much as I like being independent, sometimes I can get ahead of myself and try to take everything on by myself. But with studying and being in the hospital and going to practice, it's important to know that you have people that you can rely on, otherwise you're not going to get very far. So working as a team on the water, that's kind of the same mindset I try to take into working in the hospital or just going to class.
Perfect. I feel like that piece of information is really valuable for students coming out of high school and transitioning to college because everybody has a hard time transitioning and finding the balance between friends, social life, and classwork, so it's really important to know. When students look beyond Military Road, Leah, what do you hope for they look forward to instead of fear or anxiety?
I would hope that students would look forward to discovering who they are, and college is about exploring and trying new things and taking risks because you never know what you might find in the future.
I like that. Moving on to our next question. Nursing is such a demanding field. What made you realize that this is a path you wanted to take or pursue?
Back when I was 14, I lost a lot of function in my legs and had to go to Kennedy Krieger rehabilitation. There, because it was COVID, I was there for about a month and a half doing rehab, and something really that stuck out to me during the whole thing that I thought was so helpful was, I couldn't see my parents, but I would have nurses coming in and checking in on me and remembering my name, remembering things that I liked, and just really being a part of what made me happy during the day, which also helped my recovery process. The doctors are so busy that you can't really see them for so long and they have so much going on, but the nurses are kind of a steady, always there, always on it, and that was just something that I always wanted to be for someone else. So
I love that that's your why and you always tie back into your story, because whenever people are choosing a field or a path or a degree they want to pursue, people sometimes can get caught up in why they chose this, but it's so important that you have that tied back into your heart, so that can always help bring out your passion, your love for helping younger kids or adults. Moving on to our other question. One of the things Georgetown is known for is its Jesuit values. How do these values influence the way you're taught in nursing school?
Something that Georgetown definitely emphasizes is the core value, cura personalis. This is a Jesuit value, and it means care for the whole person. So not just meeting a patient and seeing them as a set of symptoms and trying to treat them, but really taking a holistic approach and seeing them as a whole person really can influence care for every individual.
I love that answer. So thoughtful. So, Leah, what do you hope your path will look like after graduating nursing school?
I think the path that I would really like to take and have wanted to take would be graduating my senior year, and because I'll have my BSN, going straight into trauma nursing at a major trauma hospital, wherever my life is at that point. That's probably my biggest goal and what I would really like to do. Also, the neuro ICU, any kind of high intensive care is really something that I think I've always wanted to do and am looking forward to doing. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
What made you start kind of doing all the interviews?
So, a quick little backstory. I got accepted into the Georgetown Pre-College Entrepreneurship Program. So I did that at the beginning of June for 2 weeks. It was such an amazing experience. I would definitely recommend applying. And coming out of that program, I had so many fun ideas, and this was actually one of them. So I love talking. I love meeting new people. So from the program, I had a little bit of like introduction, doing mini interviews, and I decided to take it a step further. So this is where Beyond Military Road kind of was born. And I love listening to people's stories like Leah and learning so much about them beyond just what surface level is, and really wanting to share all this amazing information with people for the future generation to give other younger students a chance to see how successful people can become after high school. And high school doesn't define who you are. It's just a path in your whole education career that everyone has to take. And there's so many ways to become successful after high school and just implement yourself into so many different things. But thank you for listening to our interview with Leah, and we had so much fun talking with you guys. And Leah, is there any last words you want to share with the viewers?
Thank you so much.